It's me, Renee. I'm back. Today, I kind of wanted to do a little, I don't know, general talk about Bloodlines. So it's gonna be, I'll say non-fiction, non-spoiler talk. So as some of you might know, I'm doing a read along with this, along with Amber over at Lazy Reads. And this was the read for July. So, I mean, this month it will be the Golden Lily, which I haven't started yet. But yeah. So Bloodlines is both the name of this book, but also the name of the whole series. It's one of those series where the first book is also the name of the series. And yeah, it's just very fun reading this in July and being back in this world. I did talk a bit about it in the sprint I did, so if you saw that, you might have heard the same things. But still, very much enjoyed this book because maybe you haven't seen it. And anyway, yeah, I very much enjoyed this book because of several stuff. One, it's fun to see characters you've seen before, but in a different setting, in a different focus. Like Adrian, he has been prevalent in other books, yeah, but I would say he's more here really than in the other books. Really, in the other books, he was kind of a side character, like side important character. But here, he's much more of a prevalent character. He's much more there, much more important. And also, I would say like it's also just fun to like see Sydney because before you've seen Sydney, she's like popped up in the Vampire Academy series in scenes here and there, but she hasn't really been that big important. Like you know some stuff about her, but you don't really know that much. Like it's just tidbits here and there from what she says. But now we're inside Sydney's head, so it's just completely different. And also, it's just also quite fun to like be in the same world, but you have, I mean, different protagonists, like in or different protagonists. In this series, you have Adrian and Sydney. I mean, yeah, in the first book, Adrian doesn't have a POV. Spoiler alert, he will after a while. But also, will he? I wonder if Lee does at least. But yeah, anyway. But also, it's just kind of fun, like because the first series was about two friends, lifelong friends. This is about two people who recently met, like they didn't really met that long ago. So it's kind of very much a new dynamic. It's also like you know the setting. The setting is more like they're with humans in this storyline, so that's also interesting. And you have Sydney, who is a human, alchemist, but still a human. But also you have the Morroys, you have the Don Pierce are around, so you still have that blend, but it's not from the vampire perspective in the same way that the first series was. And it's so refreshing and different and fun, and yeah. And also, I would say also like it is touches on a lot of themes that is so confounding. No, it's so deep in a way. I mean, so Sydney, she has some uh, some body issues. Her parents. Her dad has talked a lot about like the Morois. They're awful, evil Morois are so beautiful. Why can't you be skinny like them? So she often like sometimes she uh has like anorexia. She might throw up her food. She talks about doing that in the past, and yeah, she has like body issue problems. So that's like I would say very relevant for like the YA reader because this is a YA series. But also I would say in general, like if you're reading this, you're human, and most humans have some sort of body issues. Well, that's what I say. Not me. I actually don't really have that many of those. But I like I'm not a most human. I'm a perfect human. Sorry, but I feel like most people have, and also I have had some issues before. Most people have some sort of issues with the body. So this is just so interesting to see that in this book. But you also have the perspective of again Sydney being alchemist. I mean, yeah, she knows about the vampires, but she hasn't really been that much with them. Like she hasn't really. I mean, she's interacted with Rose before. She's interacted with people before, yeah, but not like on this day-to-day level like she does in this book. And I feel like it kind of gives a very much vibe of like segregation in a way, or like in a way of like racism and prejudice. Because I mean, you can't understand that in the beginning, students it's just in general doesn't like them because it's unknown, or she's been taught that all vampires are evil. But the more that she hangs out with them, like even though she still feel like she's like slightly comfortable with them. She from the get go is more comfortable with them than Keith is. From the get go, Keith is such a wuss. He just seems to think that people attack him all the time, which and also like if you think about where this book ends up, I'm not gonna go spoilers, but also yeah, it is weird. But I was also like it kind of just very much a metaphor of like the ones that you don't know is kind of what makes you scared and prejudiced because like if you know people, you know that people are just people. Like also like if you see it the other way around, Adrian and Eddie and like the other vampires in this book, like they haven't they also haven't been that much with humans or like alchemists in general. Like I suppose they mostly interact with feeders and that's it. Like in general, they haven't really been to humans interacted with humans in the same way at all. But like when they meet Sydney, it's not like they go around thinking that Sydney will always hurt them. I suppose I mean it is different like because they're the powerful vampires, even though they aren't. But like they don't really yeah, they have like a completely different look at it. They don't really feel like Sydney is I feel like Adrian and others are kind of more comfortable with Sydney than she is from the get go. So yeah, it's just so interesting really. But also in general, reading in this book and then all the like the things they talk about. And I mean, even though I haven't actually reread this series ever before, I do remember how it ends and whatnot. And it's just so funny some of the comments they make because it's like, okay, so in the first book that's what they thought, but like in a few books that's not what we'll think at all. It's just kind of like for me that's kind of one of the joys of rereading that you notice foreshadowing or that you notice the the character development, like how far it can go and whatnot, and it's just very fun, really. And also a little bit like also the part like at one part Sydney and Adrian goes to a tattoo parlor, and of course, so Sydney has to like she has to check out some stuff, so she has to like get into a certain uh uh she has to get into a room to like see the to like look for evidence and whatnot of wrongdoing. But I mean, you can't do that with the people who run that tattoo parlor. So Adrian has to like do has to distract the tattoo parlors. So he asked for this tattoo with a pirate, with a parrot on his head, with no, with yeah, with a peg leg and with a tattoo on him, and the pirate has a cigar in his mouth, and it's just so outrageous, and it's the best. Like just the quote in itself, it's just so amazing. And I also remember when reading this, like, oh yeah, because actually, like, yeah, this I was OG. Like I remember when Bloodlines came out, which was back in 2012. And I remember we would get like small non-spoiler tidbits on Facebook and also like on Michelle Mead's blog, and we would get that quote, and we were all just like, "What is going on there?" I mean, it was just bonkers in itself. It was like how it's like interesting. It was like it's just so silly and bonkers, and we just love it. But it was like, how does this fit into this whole story? And we knew nothing of the context to it, and it was just you know what I'm actually gonna find the quote and read it aloud to you because as I said it's not really a spoiler quote at all. You can read completely out of context. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Give me a moment. Dum, bum 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 bum. I just have to find the quote. I can't remember actually exactly the page. Oh, and that's too far. I thought it was way at the back, but apparently it wasn't at the back. It's so fun to see me talking. Oh, it's way at the middle there. And suppose I could also just Google the quote, but I'm not gonna do that. Bum 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 ba bum bum bum. No, that's not where we are either. Ba-ba-da-ba-dum. Maybe I should just Google it. And this is just me looking for a quote. Okay, I'll give it a bit more and then we'll see. Maybe around here. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I found it. It's me looking in the book, but yeah, I found it. Da-ba-da-ba-dum, da-ba-dum. Where is the? We have the quote here. Okay, so the question is, so at the tattoo parlor, and the first guy says, "I've been doing this for years. I can draw anything you want." Adrian goes on to say, "Yeah, can you draw a skeleton riding a motorcycle with flames coming out of it? And I want a parrot hat on the skeleton, and a parrot on his shoulder. A skeleton parrot, or maybe a ninja skeleton parrot. No, that will be overkill. But it'd be cool if the biker skeleton could be shooting some ninja throwing stars. That's on fire. I mean, she's so bonkers, but also so Adrian, and yeah, love it so much. But yeah, back to this book. It's just so fun to like see the Vampire Academy world from this point of view, and also like from because also it's kind of like interesting because like it takes up a lot of I would say some themes and some ideas that you haven't really thought about before, but like, oh yeah, that's quite interesting. And you couldn't bring up these ideas if you hadn't done the things that you did in the first series or read the things that you read in the first series. And yeah, very much loving being back in this world. And yeah, I know I haven't started this one yet. So I do maybe think maybe I'm gonna start it right now after I finish just filming this video. But yeah, Bloodlines. In case you haven't read it, I will highly recommend it. It's urban fantasy, so even if you don't really read that much fantasy, it's still like the rules to it are quite easy. It's not like difficult to understand, wrap your head around. And yeah, highly recommend it. So yeah, I should also schedule some Golden Lily sprints. I will do that soon. But But yeah, Bloodlines. Have you read it? What did you think about it? Do you like urban fantasy YA books or urban fantasy books in general? And do you reread books in general? It's also an interesting question. And yeah, see you soon. Bye.